Hola, profe Laura aquí y bienvenidos a Fortnite en Español. Welcome back to Fortnite in Spanish. And today we are going over some transportation. So if you want to know how to say transportation in Español, we say transporte. Okay, el transporte. I'm not so much worried about that word as actually the different types of transportation we'll use in Fortnite. So, as always, please take a moment to listen to the pronunciation. I will say these words twice and give you a moment to repeat the pronunciation. If you need more time, that is fine. You can pause the video and practice a little more. And of course, you can re listen to this as many times as you need to. That is not a problem. So, we're going to start with the battle bus, and that's pretty easy. El bus de batalla. El bus de batalla. And please do remember the double L that is pronounced as a Y sound. Okay. It's not batalla, it's batalla at the end. Okay. Next is going to be our glider, el planeador. El planeador. The next two are pretty easy. So, helicopter, el helicóptero. El helicóptero. Okay. And remember, the H in Spanish is silent. Okay. And we haven't talked about this so much, but when you see this little accent mark on here, this just means that you need to stress the O as the, I guess, most dominant sound in the word. So we're not going to say, for example, el helicóptero. We're not going to say el helicóptero. We're going to say el helicóptero. Okay. And if it's a little bit difficult for you to hear where to stress a word or to put the accent, however you want to put that, do not worry. That is completely normal. It does take a little bit to figure out where to emphasize a word, but it is not impossible. Just take some practice. And the next one is el avión. El avión. And again, in this word, you'll see that the emphasis is on the O. So try to make that the most emphasized sound in that word. All right. So these are our first four words. We've got one more slide with three more, and these are super easy. So I'm pretty sure most people know this one. Car is just el carro. El carro. Okay. And you may have, or may not, I don't know, but you may have also heard that it could is be said el coche, and that is perfectly fine. Some countries use different words for car. So if you say el carro or el coche, really either one is fine. It's kind of like in North America, some words are different from what they would use in, say, England or Scotland or other English speaking countries. Okay. So either one is fine. The next one is honestly, I've got two words here. So el bote is a very general word for boat. El bote. And la lancha, this is a little more specific, and this is more like what we use in Fortnite. So la lancha is more like a speedboat. La lancha. And it's super easy. We haven't seen these for a little bit, but tank is almost the same as in English, just spelled differently. El tanque. El tanque. All right. So recently, we saw a couple of super useful verbs, and we can use those to talk about transportation. So remember, we talked about need, and we also talked about have. So this is where you can practice these two verbs. You could say, Yo necesito un carro. So I need a car. Um, let's see if you can tell me, what does this question mean? ¿Necesitas el tanque? ¿Qué significa? What does that mean? If you said, "Do you need the tank?" that is correct. And if you want to answer that, you could say just sí or no, and that's fine. Like I said last time, it's good to answer in a long format, so you could also say sí, yo necesito el tanque, or no, yo no necesito el tanque. Okay. And let's do a few examples with have. So, first, I'm going to give you a sentence and see if you can tell me what the sentence means. Yo tengo la lancha. Yo tengo la lancha. Okay, if you said I have a speedboat or boat, that is correct. Very good. And now I'm going to give you a question. And this is some of the transportation from the first page. Okay, so see if you can tell me what does this mean. ¿Qué significa? ¿Tienes el bus de batalla? ¿Tienes el bus de batalla? All right. So if you ask, do you have the battle bus? You could say sí or no. And again, we haven't seen a whole lot of battle buses recently. I mean, I've run into a couple, but they've been a little bit few and far between. And again, the long answer could be sí. Yo tengo el bus de batalla. Yes, I have the battle bus. Or no. Yo no tengo el bus de batalla. Or no, I do not have the battle bus. So, there's some examples of how you can practice using these words. You could also just review them by themselves, but it is always good to try to review them in a sentence or question. That is all for our review today. Muchas gracias por venir. Thanks for coming. Nos vemos en la clase. Hasta luego.